Let me tell you something about trust. It's earned, not given. The world is full of good people, but not everyone is in your corner. Some folks smile in your face while sharpening a blade behind your back. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being wise. Here are the 3 types of people you should never trust and why they can hold you back, break your spirit, or steal your peace. Let me ask you this: how can you build anything on a foundation of lies? You can't. A consistent liar will destroy trust the moment you give it to them. They don't just lie about the big things, they lie about the small things, the unnecessary things. They lie because they can, because it's a habit, because they think you won't catch on. But here's the thing about liars: their words are like smoke. It clouds your vision, confuses your mind, and leaves you questioning what's real and what's not. A liar doesn't just deceive you, they make you doubt yourself. They'll have you second-guessing your instincts, wondering if you're the one seeing things wrong. Now, the problem with trusting a liar isn't just their words, it's their intentions. Lies don't come from a place of respect, they come from a place of manipulation. They're using their words as a weapon, crafting a version of reality that works for them but tears down your ability to trust. And let me tell you something: if they're willing to lie to you, they're willing to lie about you. Think about that for a second. The same person who bends the truth in front of you will twist it behind your back to serve their own purpose. You'll end up defending yourself against a story you didn't even know existed. So what do? You pay attention. Listen not just to what people say, but to the things they avoid saying. Watch how their stories shift, how the details never quite line up. A liar's mask always slips when you look closely enough. And when you catch someone lying, don't brush it off. Don't make excuses for them. Because here's the harsh truth: a liar doesn't stop lying. They just get better at it. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. If someone shows you they can't be honest, believe them the first time. A consistent liar doesn't deserve a seat at your table, because trust is the glue that holds relationships together, and lies, they're the cracks that break it apart. I'd be wary of the one who agrees with everything you say. They're not following you because they believe in you, they're following you because it's easy. These people, they don't have a backbone, they have a mirror. All they do is reflect what you want to hear. But let me tell you, someone who can't stand firm on their own values will crumble when you need them most. The overly agreeable person seems harmless, right? They laugh at your jokes, nod at your plans, and echo your ideas like they were their own. But here's the catch: they're not there to support you, they're there to blend in. They're there for the ride, not the destination. And when the wind changes, when life gets tough, they'll agree with someone else just as quickly as they did with you. See, true trust is built on honesty, not compliance. Someone who genuinely cares about you isn't afraid to disagree with you. They'll challenge you when you're wrong, push you to grow, and tell you the truth, even when it stings. But the overly agreeable, they'd rather keep the peace than keep it real. And here's the danger: you'll think they're in your corner when they're really just sitting on the fence. When the stakes get high and loyalty is tested, their true colors show. They'll agree with your adversary as easily as they agreed with you. Why? Because they're not committed to you, they're committed to convenience. Watch out for the ones who never say no. They might seem like your biggest cheer. Let me paint you a picture. There's always that one person, the one who seems to know everyone's business, every little scandal, every secret whispered in confidence. They lean in, lower their voice, and tell you things they have no business sharing. At first, it might seem harmless, even entertaining. But let me tell you this: the chronic gossip is someone you should never trust. Why? Because if they're talking about everyone else to you, best believe they're talking about you to everyone else. Gossip isn't just idle chatter, it's a weapon. It's the art of spreading half-truths, adding a little spice to reality, and delivering it to whoever will listen. These people thrive on drama, and they'll drag you into it just to keep the spotlight off themselves. A chronic gossip doesn't respect boundaries. They don't care about loyalty or trust. They care about attention, about being the one with the inside scoop, and here's the kicker: their stories often aren't even true. They're exaggerated, twisted, or downright fabricated. But by the time the truth catches up, the damage is already done. Here's the danger when you let a gossip into your circle: You're giving them access to your life, your struggles, your dreams, your moments of vulnerability. They'll turn it all into fuel for their next story. And once your name is out there, being dissected and distorted by others, it's hard to pull it back. But the real issue isn't just what they say, it's the environment they create. Gossip breeds negativity. It sows distrust, ruins reputations, and divides people who should be united. When you engage with a chronic gossip, even by listening, you become part of that toxic cycle. So what do? You set boundaries. You shut down conversations that go down the gossip route. You make it clear that your time and energy are not a platform for their storytelling. Most importantly, you keep your own life private. The less they know, the less they can twist. Remember, this trust is earned, not assumed. Someone who betrays others with their words will eventually betray you. Protect your peace and stay away from the chronic gossip. You don't need that kind of chaos in your life. Point 4, expanded the opportunist. Let me tell you about the opportunist. They're not in your life because they care about you. They're there because they care about what you can do for them. They don't see relationships as bonds of trust. They see them as transactions. And when the transaction no longer benefits them, they'll be gone faster than you can blink. The opportunist is easy to spot if you pay attention. They show up when the sun is shining in your life, when the blessings are flowing, when the spotlight is on you. They'll laugh with you, celebrate you, and act like your biggest fan. But the moment the storm rolls in, they're nowhere to be found. They're not built for the hard times, and they're certainly not built for loyalty. These people don't invest in the real you, they invest in what you can offer. Whether it's money, status, connections, or even just attention, their loyalty is tied to their benefit. And when someone else offers them more, they'll switch sides without a second thought. But the real danger of the opportunist isn't just their disloyalty, it's the way they drain you. They take and take, leaving you empty when you need support the most. They're like a leech, feeding off your energy, your kindness, your success. And when there's nothing left to take, they'll move on to their next target. Now, here's the hard truth: the opportunist can wear a convincing mask. They'll smile, they'll charm, and they'll make you feel like you're their number one priority. But actions always reveal intentions. Do they show up when you're struggling? Do they help you without expecting something in return? Or do they disappear when the benefits dry up? To protect yourself from the opportunist, you need to value those who are there for the journey, not just the destination. The ones who stick with you through the highs and the lows, who don't need your success to validate their loyalty. And here's the lesson: don't let your blessings blind you to people's true intentions. Not everyone who walks with you is walking for you. Watch for the ones who show up when you have nothing to offer. Those are the people worth trusting. As for the opportunist, let them go. They were never meant to stay in the first place. Jealousy is a dangerous thing. It doesn't show up wearing a warning label. It hides and smiles, disguises itself as concern, and pretends to be friendly. But don't be fooled. The jealous soul is someone you should never trust. Why? Because jealousy isn't just about envy, it's about resentment. And someone who resents your success can never truly celebrate you. The jealous soul isn't happy when you're winning. They might clap when everyone else claps, but deep down they're hoping for your fall. They see your success as a spotlight that dims their own. Instead of being inspired, they feel threatened. Instead of supporting you, they harbor bitterness. And that bitterness grows. Here's the tricky part: jealousy doesn't always announce itself. It creeps into conversations, slips into side comments, and hides behind fake smiles. The jealous soul might even give you backhanded compliments like, "You're doing well now, but let's see how long it lasts." Or, "It must be nice to have things handed to you." These aren't words of encouragement, they're daggers wrapped in silk. Now here's the danger. A jealous person can become a saboteur. They might plant seeds of doubt in your mind, talk behind your back, or even undermine your efforts in subtle ways. Their jealousy turns into action, and that action is designed to pull you down to their level. But jealousy isn't really about you, it's about them. It's about their insecurities, their unmet dreams, their inability to handle someone else's shine. They're not angry at your success, they're angry at their own stagnation. And instead of working on themselves, they focus on tearing you down. What do? You stay vigilant. Pay attention to how people react when you succeed. Do they genuinely celebrate you, or do their smiles feel forced? Are they there for you in moments of triumph, or do they suddenly grow quiet? Actions reveal truth. But don't let their jealousy dim your light. Don't shrink to make them feel comfortable. Your success isn't about them, it's about the hard work, the late nights, the sacrifices you made to get where you are. Surround yourself with people who uplift you, who clap the loudest when you win, and who inspire you to reach higher. And for the jealous souls, distance yourself. You don't need that energy in your life. Let them deal with their own insecurities while you keep rising. Because the truth is, your success doesn't belong to anyone else, it belongs to you. An apology without change is just empty words, and words without action mean nothing. Think about it. How many times has someone said, "I'm sorry," only to turn around and do the same thing again? That's not remorse, that's routine. It's not an apology. It's a performance. The person who apologizes but doesn't change isn't respecting you, they're pacifying you. They're trying to put a band-aid on a wound. They don't intend to stop reopening. And here's the truth, you can't trust someone who's more invested in making excuses than making improvements. Apologies are meant to be the first step toward growth, not the final act in a play of deception. A real apology comes with reflection, accountability, and effort. It says, "I understand what I did, and I'm committed to doing better." But the one who apologizes without change, they're not interested in doing better, they're just interested in keeping the peace until the next time they mess up. Here's what you need to watch for patterns. Anyone can slip up once, maybe even twice. We're human and mistakes happen. But if someone's behavior becomes a cycle, hurt, apologize, repeat, that's a red flag. That's a sign they're not learning from their mistakes. They're using their apology as a reset button instead of a moment of growth. And the real danger? Over time, this wears you down. You start to doubt yourself, wondering if you're expecting too much. You start to excuse their behavior, thinking at least they said sorry, but deep down you know better. Respect doesn't live in apologies, it lives in actions. To protect yourself, you need to set boundaries. Don't just listen to their words, watch what they do after the apology. Do they put in the effort to change? Do they make amends? Or do they fall right back into the same behavior, expecting you to forgive them again? And here's the hard truth, if someone consistently apologizes but refuses to change, they're not sorry for what they did, they're sorry they got caught. They're sorry for the consequences, not the action. That's not remorse, that's manipulation. Your peace, your dignity, and your self-respect are too valuable to be caught in someone else's cycle. Surround yourself with people who value growth, who take accountability, and who respect you enough to show their apology through their actions. As for the ones who keep saying "I'm sorry" without backing it up, walk away. You don't have time to wait for change that's never coming. Let's talk about the manipulator, the person who plays mind games, twists reality, and makes you question your own instincts. These individuals aren't after your trust, they're after control. They don't want a genuine connection, they want power over your thoughts, your choices, and your sense of self. And trust me, you can't build anything solid with someone who's always pulling the strings. A manipulator is smooth. They don't come at you head-on, they come at you sideways. They use subtle tactics to shift the narrative in their favor. They'll twist your words, distort situations, and make you feel like you're the one who's overreacting. If you confront them, they'll gaslight you, saying things like, "That's not what I meant," or "You're imagining things." Slowly but surely they chip away at your confidence. Here's their strategy: confusion. If they can make you doubt what's real, they can control how you see things. They thrive in uncertainty because it gives them the upper hand. They'll pit people against each other, creating drama and chaos, while they sit back and orchestrate the whole show. The manipulator also plays the victim card when it suits them. If they get caught in a lie or their behavior comes to light, they'll shift the blame onto you or someone else. They'll say, "I only did that because you made me," or "You don't understand what I've been through." They weaponize your compassion, making you feel guilty for holding them accountable. But here's the truth, their actions aren't about misunderstanding or miscommunication. They're about intention. A manipulator knows exactly what they're doing, they're just betting you won't catch on. And if you do, they'll find a way to twist it around so you're the one apologizing for calling them out. So how do you deal with a manipulator? First, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Manipulators rely on you second-guessing yourself, so don't give them that power. Pay attention to patterns. Are they constantly shifting the blame? Do they make you feel like you're walking on eggshells? Those are clear signs. Second, set boundaries. The manipulator will push, prod, and test your limits. But it's up to you to stand firm. Don't let them guilt trip you or distort your reality. Keep your distance emotionally, mentally, and if necessary, physically. And finally, understand this: you're not responsible for fixing them. Manipulators thrive on making you feel like you owe them something, but you don't. Your peace, your clarity, and your self-respect are worth more than their games. In the end, the best way to deal with a manipulator is to remove their access to your life. You don't need their confusion, their drama, or their control. Walk away and reclaim your power. Because the only way to win their game is to stop playing it altogether. Let's talk about the fair weather friend, the one who's only around when the skies are clear and the sun is shining. At first, they might seem like the perfect companion. They laugh with you, celebrate your wins, and bask in your glow. But the moment the clouds roll in, the moment life gets tough, they vanish like smoke in the wind. A fair weather friend isn't really a friend, they're a passenger on your journey, enjoying the ride as long as it's smooth. They don't have the strength to walk beside you through the storms, the late nights of struggle, or the moments when everything feels like it's falling apart. They'll sip your success like a fine wine, but they're not willing to carry the weight of your burdens. Here's the thing: life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. There will be seasons of difficulty, moments when you need someone to stand by your side to remind you that you're not alone. And a fair weather friend? They don't have the endurance for those moments. They'll find excuses, disappear, or suddenly be too busy when you need them the most. But let me tell you something else: they don't just leave when things get tough, they'll also come back when the storm passes. Once you've weathered the storm on your own, they'll reappear, acting like they never left. They'll try to slip back into your life, hoping you don't notice the gap they left when you needed them most. Here's what's dangerous about fair weather friends: they give you a false sense of security. You think you can rely on them until you actually need to, and that's when their true colors show. And when someone abandons you in your time of need, it doesn't just hurt, it leaves a mark. It teaches you a hard lesson about who's really in your corner. So what do? You evaluate. Pay attention to who sticks around when the chips are down. Look for the ones who show up, who listen, who hold space for you in your hardest moments. Those are your real friends. The ones who disappear, let them go. And let me be clear, you don't have to be bitter about it. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever. Some people are lessons, not lifelong companions. But that doesn't mean you keep opening the door for them to come and go as they please. Value the people who are there for the long haul. The ones who weather the storms with you, who don't just celebrate your success but stand by you in your struggle. Because in the end, it's not about how many people are with you when you're winning. It's about who's still standing beside you when the rain won't stop. And those fair weather friends, let the rain wash them away. Let me tell you about the chronic liar, the one who bends, twists, and reshapes the truth until it's unrecognizable. They don't lie out of necessity, they lie out of habit. It's not about protecting anyone, not even themselves, it's about control. And trust me, you can't build anything solid with someone who has a shaky relationship with the truth. Here's the thing about a liar: they're good at their craft. They know how to make a story believable, how to mix just enough truth with fiction to keep you guessing. They'll tell you what you want to hear, what they think will keep them in your good graces. But behind every lie, there's an agenda. They're not just lying to deceive you, they're lying to manipulate you. The chronic liar isn't just dishonest about the big things, they lie about the little things too. They'll fabricate stories about where they've been, exaggerate their achievements, or create drama where none exists. And over time, their lies become a web so tangled even they can't keep track of it. Here's the real danger: a liar steals your reality. They make you question what's true and what's not. They distort your perception of events, of people, even of yourself. And when you confront them, they double down. They'll deny, deflect, and shift the blame, leaving you feeling confused and frustrated. But why do they do it? It's not always about malice. Sometimes it's about insecurity. Sometimes it's about fear. But here's the hard truth: their reasons don't matter. What matters is the impact. And when someone lies to you repeatedly, they're chipping away at the foundation of trust. And let's not forget, a liar's lies don't just stay with you. They spread. They'll talk about you behind your back, misrepresent your words, and twist situations to fit their narrative. The damage they do isn't confined to your relationship. It spills over into your reputation, your peace of mind, your sense of stability. So what do? You pay attention to patterns. A single lie might be a mistake, but consistent dishonesty is a choice. Don't let their words blind you to their actions. If their stories don't add up, if their behavior doesn't align with their promises, it's time to reevaluate their place in your life. And most importantly, don't let their lies make you bitter. Let them teach you. Let them sharpen your instincts, strengthen your boundaries, and remind you of the value of honesty. Because here's the truth: trust is sacred. It's earned through consistency, integrity, and authenticity. And if someone can't respect that, they don't deserve a place in your life. The chronic liar may fool people for a while, but the truth always comes out. When it does, make sure you're standing on solid ground, far away from their chaos. Let me tell you something you need to hear: if someone can't celebrate your success, if they can't be genuinely happy for you when you win, then they're not really your friend. Real friends are the ones who light up when you succeed, who don't just sit back and watch. They cheer you on. They push you higher, and they're the first to say, "You did it." But there's another kind of person, the one who doesn't know how to celebrate your win. They'll act like it's no big deal, like your success is just a fluke. Or worse, they'll downplay it entirely. They'll say things like, "Well, anyone could have done that." Or, "You're lucky you got that opportunity." Or even worse, they'll stay quiet altogether, hoping you won't notice their lack of enthusiasm. And here's the problem with that: when someone can't celebrate your success, they're not just being indifferent, they're revealing something much darker: insecurity. They're threatened by your progress, your growth, and the fact that you're moving forward while they're stuck in the same place. They don't want to see you rise because it forces them to confront their own limitations. You need to understand this: when people truly care about you, they're not just with you when the world is falling apart. They're with you when the world is giving you applause, when you're standing tall, shining brighter than ever. And if they can't clap for you, then they've got issues they need to work through. Because true friends know there's room for everyone to win. The person who can't celebrate you is the one who's silently hoping your success fades. They're not invested in your journey, they're invested in your failure, because that makes them feel better about themselves. They don't want to see you do well, because your success highlights their own fears of inadequacy. But let me tell you this: you can't keep people around who can't cheer you on. You've got to let them go. You've got to surround yourself with people who want to see you grow. People who are just as invested in your success as you are. The ones who show up to support you, who lift you up, who remind you that you're capable of anything. Those are the people who matter. And listen, this is where the tough love comes in. Don't feel bad for them. Don't let them pull you down with their jealousy or their insecurities. You don't need to carry their weight. If they can't be happy for your blessings, then you don't need to share them with them anymore. Keep rising, keep winning, and let your success be the reminder that not everyone in your life is meant to stay. The truth is simple: real friends want to see you soar. They want to see you crush it. They want you to be the best version of yourself. And if they can't handle that, it's their problem, not yours. You've got dreams to chase, goals to conquer, and you can't let anyone's inability to celebrate your success hold you back. Keep pushing forward. Keep shining. Because there are people out there who are waiting to celebrate you every step of the way. And those are the people you need to keep close.